Alright guys, you know me by now, I'm not gonna hide anything. So, full disclosure, I have never seen any of the Indiana Jones movie at all. So I just got back from seeing Dial of Destiny and, well, I might be the least qualified person to talk about this movie, but we're gonna give it a try. What's going on my YouTube subscribers, Indiana Jones fans alike? Hope you guys are having an amazing weekend because we're going to close out the month of June with a brand new movie, and it's going to be Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. The 5th Indiana Jones movie that I'm aware of is in theaters this Friday. Just got back from seeing it. Stars Harrison Ford. Is it good? As somebody who's never seen any of this movie, so I'm going into this movie just like blind as fuck. No nostalgia goggles. I was just like, it's okay. Not knocking my socks off. I can see, like, I know Indiana Jones has pioneered the adventure genre for generations. Like all these other movies like Da Vinci Code and National Treasure and shit like that. All that spanned from Indiana Jones. So, like, okay. Stuff I'm seeing this movie, I'm just like, I've seen it done better in other films, but I'm also like, well, this is the movie that, this is the genre that started the genre, so it's par for the course. But I would just say, like, I had a decent time with this movie, but I also was just like, there are flaws in this movie for sure. But again, if you're an Indiana Jones fan, you're just gonna probably just be like, well, it's better than the last movie, and I love that shit. At least that's what I heard other fans say about this movie. But me, who's not like, I know of Indiana Jones, like, you know, I know that dun 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 is a catchy jingle. I'll make my new ringtone. I know him with the whip and the hat and the cool and shit like that. And Harrison Ford, but I was just like, you know, I saw the movie just because I need to see movies for a channel and shit. And I was just like, yeah, it's cool, but it's not knocking my socks off. Let's get into pros and cons. I believe that Indiana Jones Dial of Destiny, I want to say the Dial of Time so bad, but it's Dial of Destiny. But the Dial of something is in theaters Friday. Here we get into the movie. Here we go. Adding in the movie, Harrison Ford. I was worried because I was just like, from the trailers I've seen, I was just like, is Harrison Ford gonna give that, like, old man, I'm too old for this shit mentality? And he doesn't, for the most part. There are like parts in the movie where it's just like, oh yeah, Harrison Ford's like, shit, like, he still got it. And he doesn't feel like, I'm too old for this shit. It's kind of just like, yeah, I'm old, but I still got it. So I do like that. There was like a one part in the movie, like towards the end, it was like, oh, okay, now yeah, getting too old for this shit. That's starting to kick in. But the first 3/4 of the movie, Harrison Ford was live and kicking, live and living color. Another crazy movie, there was that one chick, I guess she's the daughter of somebody from the lore. Don't know. I thought she was cool. She was feisty. She was getting shit done like her. And Nicholson, he's the main villain and shit. And Mads Mikkelsen, he's just always sinister and evil and methodical and everything he does when he's a villain. So I thought he was good too. I thought he was great. But overall, adding the movie, it's pretty good. That's no weak links. There are like cameo stuff like that. There were people that got on screen, like Antonio Banderas. People were just like, oh man, look at him. I was just like, oh, I guess what movie is he from? Now, plot movie more or less. Okay, movie opens up. I guess, I don't know what time period it was, but it was during, you know, the Nazis and shit like that. They were taking over, and you got young Harrison Ford in the scene with the whip. And more or less, they want to get this dial, this MacGuffin or whatever, shit like that. So we fast forward, you know, years later, and Indiana Jones, you know, he's retired, and, you know, he's hung up the hat and shit like that and the whip. But then Matt Mikkelsen comes back and he's like, yeah, I need to get this dial and shit. There's 2 of them. It's archaeological. We got to find this MacGuffin thing. There's always 2. More or less, Matt Mikkelsen, the villain's trying to get this dial and shit like that, so we can go back in time and just, you know, rule, you know, what villains do when they go back in time. It's up to Indiana Jones to stop them, and we're off on our adventure. Approaching the movie, I will say that the movie kicks off exciting as shit. Like, okay, just boom, Indiana Jones, Dial of Destiny, action scenes, let's go. I saw this movie in Dolby, and I was just like, well, you know, it's Dolby, so, you know, it's all bombastic and shit like that. Things are blowing up, and, you know, whips are just like the whips. How does an archaeologist get so good with a whip? Tell me. Action scenes in the movie were exciting where they were going down. The first action scene that kicked the movie off, that was good. That was exciting. Kind of, I think it harkens back to the original Indiana Jones movie, so the fans love that. There was another action scene in the middle that was like, it's a chase scene, and it's exciting, but it's kind of like, it's a little too long, and I'm like, I could think of like 4 other chase scenes that or better than that. And then you got like the last half of the movie, which like I feel like is action packed, not as action packed as the rest of the movie, but it does something that takes a bit of a leap. That's like suspend my disbelief a little bit. It's kind of confusing, but like once the movie's all said and done, you kind of piece up like you're like, oh, maybe this makes sense now. Once I got, like I said, the movie is 2 hours 34 minutes long. That's a little long for an Indiana Jones movie, I gotta say. Unless you are like Mission Impossible or John Wick, your action movie did to be like, oh, push 2 hours 10 minutes. That's like the cutoff time. There are like parts of the movie where I'm like, oh, cut that out, shorten that shit up. So just the movie is definitely a little over long, a little overstuffed. Don't believe me? Here's the test. If you check your watch at least twice in this movie, then that means that, oh yeah, parts of the movie can be cut out. Check my watch like at least 2 times. One time it was like 8 o'clock. The second time it was like, okay, it's like 9:20. So I was like, okay, and then the movie's about to wrap up now. I'm not gonna wrap this movie too much. Like I said, if you are a hardcore Indiana Jones fan, this might be your cup of tea. For me, it's kind of just like I see this as a adventure movie and shit. I was just like, it's cool. It's a good time. Fans will love it. And that's what matters. At the end of the day, Indiana Jones Dial of Destiny was a pretty fun adventure movie. I think the fans have a good time with it. I heard that it's better than the Crystal Skull movie. Didn't see that movie. Didn't see none of the movies. Does it make me want to go back and watch the other movies? I should. We'll see. I will say that this movie does a good job of not relying on the other movies for you to enjoy this movie. You can just watch this movie and be like, oh, good time, cool, had a good time. That being said, don't take this the wrong way. Just me personally, I'll say that Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny is just a 5 out of 10, which is a good time, one time only. Yeah, I'll see this movie one time, and yeah, good. Don't gotta see it ever again. Perfect. Indiana Jones Dial of Destiny's in theaters now. You're gonna see it, you're not gonna see it, type below, let me know, talk about it. See you guys in the next movie, and yeah, have a good 4th of July weekend. As always, subscribe. Until next time.